Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And in this Camp Report show, Bob, you can tell by my background, it's fall. And right after fall comes winter. And we are going to talk about winterizing your RV. Save you money, save you time. How about you?
If you get to Halloween and you haven't winterized in New England, you better think about it now. I've
Exactly.
got a great interview with Chris Andro, General Manager of Hemlock Hill RV, who just came off of a spectacular weekend as they opened up a new service building down in Connecticut. And we'll talk to Chris about that and their plans for the future.
Great. And we heard about these stories. Where do we hear them?
Oh, from RV Business, Rick Hessler and Ben Quigley at Woodall's Campground Magazine. Couldn't do it without them.
We'll be back with the Camp Report show right after these important messages. Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVLife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro. I'm here with Bob Zagami, as we are every week, actually 202 episodes deep into the Camp Report Show. And as we look at the news headlines this week, we start in Middlebury, Indiana, where it seems just weeks ago, actually it was just a few months ago, that I went to New York City to talk about the brand new Class C motorized unit for Grand Design. And what's this new headline now with Grand Design?
Grand Design hits 100 unit milestone with Lineage Series M.
Yep.
I was shocked too, John. I looked at this and I said, wait a minute, they just released this thing and
Just
it made it
released
into
it.
a couple of shows. John was down doing videos. That's an iconic number, let me tell you, 100 motorhomes. And besides that, they said they want to get Tommy Hall, who's the product manager. We
Our
know
friend
Tommy
Tommy.
well,
Yep.
and he said they want to get 200 out by the end of this year.
Yep.
That's massive. They must, what for the consumers probably can't, maybe they'll realize this, but to get 200 out by the end of the year, that means they had 200 Mercedes-Benz 4500 chassis sitting in the yard in Middlebury. And when
Right.
they opened up that production line, no holds barred. They
Yep.
just went down the line. It's
Yep.
incredible achievement.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? When you go in the unit, from the outside, from a distance, all the Class Cs kind of look alike, but inside they had some really striking features with design. And one of the models has the first ever king size bed in a Class C unit. The other interesting thing is, there's some units that I think everyone would agree that there are way too many different floor plans for RVs. And many of them, they make 50 of them, and that's it. They never make them again. They change the decal on the side and call it something else.
Yep.
But to make 100 units and to be heading toward 200, it's quite a feat. And
Well, it is
congratulations.
because you're right, because they're not all alike.
Yep.
And they got some great colors. They get some nice, interesting features inside. These are not inexpensive, but the
No.
market has shifted. We see a decrease in Class A diesel pushes, the big motorhomes. You see it in society. They don't want the big house. They want a smaller house. They want a condo. This brings a lot of people, not necessarily newcomers coming into this product, but people who are mature RVers that have been in much larger units, but they want the luxury, they
Yep.
want the convenience, they want the smaller size. And I think Don Clark and Tommy Hall hit a real home run here.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So shifting from the manufacturer side to the retailer side, our friends at Blue Compass just got another award from South Florida Business Journal. And it's interesting, it's the third year in a row. Talk about this award.
Yeah, this is a prestigious award down here in Florida, but Blue Compass is headquartered in Fort Lauderdale. That's why it comes out as a Florida award. It's the top 100 private company list. So, this is not a public company, Blue Compass. They may be someday, but this is a private company that just continues to grow and grow. And John Ferrando is rightfully proud of the achievement that they've made and had a tremendous rebranding 2 years ago. You see the blue logo with the yellow lettering on it.
Blue Compass.
They have really done an amazing job, and they're all over the country. They got over 100 dealerships in 33 states.
Yeah, 33 states. That really says a lot because to cover those states with salespeople, with advertising, marketing, and service people, it's no easy feat. We've talked to other dealers that have, 2 and 3 stores, and they say, wow, this is hard getting help. But look at the fact that they've got 33 stores to staff and 33 stores that carry different product lines. They don't all carry the same product lines. I think he said 9 manufacturers, or probably more than that, but so many different types of units, whether it's motorized. I know certain stores are motorized only and some are towable only, and they have won a lot of awards from our friends at Airstream as well. So
The
congratulations.
secret to the success, in my opinion, having watched them from day one, is they have a very strong and disciplined management team, and they do constant, continuous training. They are always training their general managers, their technicians, their employees. So, to their credit, they're all singing from the same playbook, which is critical when you
Yep.
have that many stores. You could have 100 different opinions if you were some other company, but this one, they all have the same rule book. They all stress the same factors in their customer satisfaction. So congratulations to John and his team at Blue Compass RV.
Yep. And also congratulations to the numerous RV related companies, industries, trade associations that are working to alleviate the damage that was done by the hurricanes in Western North Carolina. And our friend um, Earl Hunter, who we've had on this show several times, just appeared with our friend Rick Kessler and Chris on another show talking about some of the relief efforts. Talk about that.
Yeah, Black Folks Camp 2 is, I thought they were older, but it's a 5-year-old organization that strives to get Black people into the outdoors. No special treatment, just get your friends and get them out to enjoy camping and enjoy the outdoors. And Earl happened to live in Western North Carolina, and he literally just stopped everything that he was doing. He does a lot of keynote speeches, a lot of traveling. He's a great ambassador for the industry, and stopped everything and got his own organization together down there. And they went right into the trenches and into the hills and helped people in their recovery efforts, as a lot of people did. But he didn't hesitate. And if you don't know about Black Folks Camp 2, that's their URL. Also, please go there. He's working with dealers, he's working with manufacturers, but for the last month or so, he's been working in the trenches with the people, helping the survivors and the recovery efforts in Western North Carolina. So congratulations to our friend Earl on jumping in there.
Right. And I think you have the story in front of you there, but that broadcast also mentioned a couple of other organizations that are raising money.
Well,
One
yeah,
is
Ojai,
Fennec,
which is the outdoor hospitality, the former
Arvik.
Arvik, right? And there's a RV dealership employee emergency relief fund that is run by the RVDA, Mike Molino Learning Center. So there are a lot of different organizations that are available to help the people, to help the dealers, to help the campgrounds in that area. So it's a unified effort, no
Yeah.
question.
And I think Ron and Bill Fennec have their name in one of those
They have donated
stations as
to,
well.
many times they have donated to the Learning Center, and they did make some additional donations recently. Yep.
There we go. As we
Right.
transition from fall to winter, from putting your RV away to heading south to getting more RVing in, this is the Camp Report Show. Folks, stay with us. We've got a really great show lined up for you today. RV enthusiasts require specialized insurance and warranty solutions. RVerinsurance.com and Wholesale Warranties stand prepared to address the distinct health insurance, RV insurance, and RV warranty needs of every RVer. Renowned for its exceptional service in offering health insurance for RVers who often venture beyond their coverage zones, RVerinsurance.com has partnered with Wholesale Warranties to ensure a similar standard of expertise and attention when procuring an RV extended warranty for your new or pre-owned travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motorhome. So start securing your peace of mind today by visiting wholesalewarranties.com/RVer insurance or RVerinsurance.com. Hey everybody, it's that time of year, middle of October, early November, when winterizing is part of the daily plan, not daily plan, but the annual plan to make sure that your RV makes it through another winter and onto the springtime. We're here with Ryan Hadley. Ryan is with TRIC Mobile RV Services. He's in Massachusetts and serves all around New England. Ryan, you said you've done 9 of these already today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's 80 degrees out and we're winterizing, but in the Northeast, in many parts of the country, the weather can change because last week it was 30 degrees.
Yeah, last week we were down into the 30s, which wasn't quite close enough to freeze it. It was almost freezing. This week we're in the 70s, but it's going to drop back down again, so you really got to get your winterizing done before it's too late, because once those cold temperatures creep up, you can get into real trouble if your water meter can freeze, or any pipes or fittings in the camper can freeze if they're not drained and winterized properly and run antifreeze through all the lines.
Right. Now, if you're going to have a dealer do it,
Yep.
What are some of the things that you should be looking for to make sure that they're doing?
Well, you got to drain the water heater and rinse all the faucets, make sure everything's cleaned out, and then I use glycol antifreeze. I don't use the alcohol-based antifreeze. I use the sugar-based antifreeze. It's a lot easier on all the seals and fixtures inside of your camper.
Okay.
Good thing to do. It's a little more expensive, but in the long run, it can save you some money.
Okay. Now, it should be pointed out, hold that up there again. It should be pointed out that you don't go to your local big box store and buy antifreeze.
No, you buy RV antifreeze. So
Okay.
a lot of people get confused. They say,
Gotta say RV
yes,
somewhere on it. It must.
it is. You can use it on
Oh, there it
homes,
is. Yeah.
boats,
Yeah.
but it's
not automotive
it's not
antifreeze
automotive
that you put in your
antifreeze,
radiator.
and you can actually, like, I could take a sip of this right now. It doesn't taste very good, but it's not going to harm your body.
Right.
A lot of customers ask me throughout the day when we're winterizing, what do I do in the springtime? Will you flush all your lines out? Well, what if I drink some of it? It's not a big deal to drink some of it. You don't want to drink some of it. It doesn't taste good. It's very bitter, but it's not like automotive antifreeze where it's going to kill you.
Okay. Now, over here at the water heater area there's areas that people miss a lot. What are some of the areas that...
Well,
okay, let's switch it now from the dealer to the do-it-yourself guy that says, why should I pay a dealer that amount of money, or why should I have somebody like you come and do it? What are some of the common fatal mistakes, expensive mistakes?
well, most expensive is draining your water heater. Forget
Okay.
to drain your water heater. Some people will go in, they'll bypass it, they'll run the antifreeze through the whole coach and think that they're done for the winter.
And how easy? Show me where that would come out. If
There's
you were
a plug right here.
right here.
So on Atwood water heaters, you have a 15/16 plug. On Suburban water heaters, it is a 1 1/16 plug.
Okay, but it's vital to
Vital. Pull this plug, pop this pressure relief valve, pull the plug out and drain your water heater, and then bypass it, so
And then-
that you know your water heater is drained.
Okay, and you can tell when you're starting to see the pink.
What I do when I winterize them is, before I bypass the water heater, I run a little bit of antifreeze, because sometimes there's a check valve on the inlet side and the outlet side of the water heater, and you want to get the water out of that check valve just so it doesn't freeze over the winter.
Okay, well, you lost me on that. So, on that check valve thing, explain what that is again.
So you have one-way check valve in some of your water water heaters. Not all of them have it. Some of them just have a fitting on the back, but you have the cold side lets the water only come in, and the hot side lets the water come out.
Okay.
And what I usually do is just run a little bit of antifreeze into the water heater. That way that check valve gets the water out of it, and then I bypass it.
Okay. Now, another area that I've heard people forget to do a lot is if you have a handheld shower.
An outside shower.
Outside
that
shower.
Is the number one thing, well, not number one thing, but that's a big thing a lot of people miss, is any of their outside fixtures. So what I do when I'm done winterizing your camper, if I'm not familiar with it and I've never done it before, I walk around the outside of it and just check every little flap. It's pretty easy to tell once you've been used to doing them, but for the beginning person and they've never done it before, for the homeowner, you want to just go around, check, because there could be a outside shower that doesn't really look like much. It could be just one circle little faucet thing, and you don't want to miss that, because even if you haven't used it, a lot of people will say, oh, I've never used that. Doesn't matter, water still gets up to it and you have to drain it.
Hypothetical situation, somebody forgets to do one of the points that we've talked about. How much work and money is involved in trying to repair a cost-saving procedure?
Well, water heaters can get really expensive. Your water heaters can range anywhere from $800 to upwards of $1,500, depending on if it's a tankless hot water heater or it is a regular tank hot water heater. The tankless hot water heaters, you still want to run antifreeze through them and then drain them after, just so you know that all the water is out of them.
And you will destroy your water heater
If you don't winterize, if you don't drain the water out of it, it is pretty much guaranteed, unless you have real good luck, you should go to the casino after, because you're going to break your water heater.
You're going to break your water heater.
As far as the, if you miss a outside shower faucet or something like that, depending on the location of it, it can get costly as far as labor-wise. The parts aren't expensive, but labor-wise, it can get costly depending on where that outside shower fittings are located on the inside of the camper.
Okay. Now, just for comparison's sake, you're a mobile tech and you go right to the person's house and do the unit. If you were to bring it to a dealership, what kind of dollars are people talking about generally? I know it's going to depend on
most
place to place.
dealerships. They charge an hour's labor to do a winterization, and then they add fees for the if you have a washing machine, ice maker, or
washing machine. Oh, that's right. Those other items.
And I do the same thing. We get a flat fee to come winterize it, plus a service call fee to drive to you. And then if there's an additional appliance such as a washing machine or a ice maker, or even now there's dishwashers in these campers, it's an additional fee to be able to do those.
So it's very important that the person that you hire is aware of how to do it with those other appliances.
Yeah, I always ask people right when they call me to book an appointment, what kind of camper it is and what extra appliances they have, just so I know how much antifreeze to bring and time-wise on how long it's going to take to do it.
Okay. Final words on dewinterizing?
Final words on dewinterizing. When you flush all your tanks out, open up your water heater, a good thing to do is just open up the check valve, run the water throughout the system.
Show me that check valve.
This check valve right here.
Right there.
This is your, let the water run through this.
Yep.
Let it drain out. Let all the antifreeze, there should be no antifreeze in the water heater, but just let everything drain out. You can open up your low point drains, let those drain out. Close everything up and then run all your faucets to drain all the antifreeze out.
There we go. From the expert, Ryan Hadley, thank you so much for taking time from your busy day to let us know.
This isn't, I used the wrong terminology. It's not a check valve, it's a pressure valve.
Pressure valve.
Pressure relief valve.
Okay, there we go. So Ryan, thank you so much.
All right.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Camper Report Show, and my guest today is Chris Andro, General Manager, Hemlock Hill RV in Southington, Connecticut. And Chris, you're on a little bit of a roll. The last year or so, you've been building a new building and kind of reformatting the business. Last weekend, you had the grand opening and had your customers come in and see everything. Tell us how you feel after the weekend and being this far along that next year is going to have some great things in store for your service department.
Yeah, I tell you, Bob, the excitement is off the charts right now. Everybody in the company is excited. I'm excited. It's like a re-energizing, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, yeah.
Just trying to figure out the logistics and stuff. Everybody's just got a lot of energy and we're super excited. This past weekend, I'm blown away about the response. I got the invoice for just the hot dog vendor alone for the weekend, 2 days, 3 hours each day, gave out over 600 hot dogs.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's amazing. So the excitement in the
Well,
area is off the charts right now, and everybody in the building in our two buildings is just as excited.
I read that story that Chris Doherty did for RV Business. After the event, he was down there, and John was down there with you. And
Yeah.
the thing that popped out at me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of started out like we really need a service building. And then as you get into it, and obviously from the input of your employees and your business partners and what have it evolved into a whole new dealership building. You're moving everything into the new building and the workflow process and what went into it. What turned the tide? That when did you get the feeling that, hey, we're going to do this all over? We're going to do it based on modern standards, modern technology. It's almost like somebody built a brand new dealership from the ground up. Well, I wouldn't call it reinventing Hemlock Hill because you've been out there. Next year's your 40th anniversary. But talk about the importance of what you now have.
So, so yeah, that's exactly right. We started, Jay and I just started talking about, prior to COVID, how we needed a bigger building. And we looked and we were going to move, we go through the whole process. And we never thought we could build a building, another second building on this lot. And then we found out we could. So we hired a designer. He came in and he designed a service center. And then he threw out the idea that it's probably not a big jump financially to go and just build a whole new building and really, really, really make it what it needs to be. Because we told him what we wanted, and he was hearing we need a whole new building. So after a few years of planning and designing, we got it nailed down, and it just how these things go, Bob. You start with something this big, and then it gets to be this big. And that's exactly what happened. Look, we're really, really focused on that ownership experience. I've been standing on my soapbox now for many years with RVDA and talking about the ownership experience and making sure that our mission is super simple. We don't get into super crazy dialogue about our mission. Our mission is we want our customers to have an amazing ownership experience from first contact to the last day they use their RV in their lives. So we just want it totally amazing. And we just couldn't do it anymore in that building. The amount of volume that we have for service and customer base, it just grew so much that it was time to step up and make it right so we can service everybody we have.
Well, you're right. You're a leader in RBDA. You've been involved in volunteering for a number of years. You're the convention chairman this year. You've certainly paid your dues on the volunteer side, but as you know, and as you speak to other dealers, tell the same thing that the networking and the opportunity to learn from your peers and your competition through RVDA spurs a lot of ideas and you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. So you've stepped up and you've stepped up and said, this is what I want the dealership of the future to be. This is what I want Hemlock Hill to be to our customers. And the significant part that I see in this is that because you started out thinking about a service department, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but the core of the business is servicing the customers. It's always a great time to look at the new units, buy the new units, get excited, start to RV. But if we're going to grow in this industry, and if we're going to make RVing much larger as a lifestyle enjoyment in this country, we have to service the customers better. We know that, but a lot of people talk about it. So, so as Jason, worked out on this service thing. Tell us what you've done on that service side, because now your customers are going to come in and commit this whole new service experience, and it's tremendous what you've done.
So, the honestly, I got to be honest with you about we didn't do anything different. We do a great job in servicing, but what we did is we built the building around our processes and systems and procedures that we've implemented in our smaller building. And by building 52-foot long service bays and 20 feet wide and putting 50, 30, 15 amp water air in all bays, we really have created the environment that we can, really create our customers' environment when they're out camping. So customer says, well, my air conditioner will work. Okay, well, were you using 30 amp or 50 amp? We were using 30 amp. Okay, let's run it on 30. Let's not run it on 50. And let's create that environment so we can diagnose, order the right parts at the right time, and our technicians can really have the room and the efficiencies within their work area to do their job. It's just like anything else. When you've had plenty of companies in your life and you've had plenty of opportunities to work for people, and when you are stuffed in an office with two other people, you're probably not as efficient if you're in with your computer and your printer and everything. It's the same damn thing. The other thing that we're really not talking about, and I want to bring it up to you now, is, we've created a training facility as well. Our conference room is going to double as a training room, and I just ordered our movable conference table. So it's going to split up into, 15 or 20 different, 5 foot or 6 foot by 2 foot, classroom tables with rolling chairs, or we could put it together as a conference room. And the idea is to partner with RVTI. Jay's already working with them, and partner with LCI so they can come in here and do regional training. They can use our facility. They can use our building. We can put live stuff in the shop, and they can do classroom. They can come down and get certified on those things. I'll bring in local people. I'll bring in everybody who wants to come and learn. I don't care. I want our industry to grow in the service area. So we've always done things a little differently here at Hemlock Hill. A lot of dealerships have sales here and they always have service here. Well, we like to do it this way. We want service here and we want to grow our sales. So we're going to lift like this,
Yeah.
because honestly, Bob, it goes back to when I was running parts and service. I hated the phone calls of everybody being angry with me because I couldn't get their work done because we were outselling our service. So we kind of flipped it.
Yeah.
And that's really where it all comes from.
Yeah. And the other thing that you've done within the building is, I think, the ergonomics and the workflow, what went into the improvement in your business processes, coupled with better equipment and work areas. So
Yeah.
you improve efficiency, which means you're going to diagnose issues faster. You're going to fix them faster because they got the right environment for it, and the customer is going to be happier in the end. But talk about, because you've got parts out there, you've got
Yeah.
all your offices out there that you're going to need. So nobody has to run from one end of the building to the other to get a part and lose 15. It's real easy to lose a half hour if you just get off the
Yeah.
working. So the improvement in customer service and efficiency, I'm sure it's going to be incredible when you look at what you were doing before.
Yeah. We connected all the departments the right way, right? So, the biggest thing we did years ago is we put one of our warranty advisors in the shop at the foreman's desk so that she can literally work side by side with the technicians, instead of a technician going into another building or halfway across the building and then trying to explain to the warranty person who is talking to the warranty administrators at the factories to try to convince them to give us the time and send the part the right way the first time with sending pictures, this, that, and the other thing. It was a nightmare. Now they work in lockstep. He walks her out. She takes her phone and she's like, yeah, this. And then she can literally get on the phone and have an intelligent conversation that a technician explained to her what is going on so we can get that thing the right way the first time. Now, does it work 100% of the time? No, but it works, you know, 20-30% better than it ever did. So we're working towards, you know, I'm a graph guy, right? We're gonna go right up just like this, and it's a slow grind. It's a marathon,
Yep.
and they're right next to each other, and then parts can feed everything right down the middle of our building. We split the beam so we can go. We have a big aisle right down the middle, and we can just feed in, and it's going to work out great. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it work.
But me too. Well, I know the customers are going to love it because it's a great showcase for you. But the other additional benefit of a side benefit of doing it the way that you've done it, because of your new improved business processes, when you have to talk to those factories, they get very frustrated too because the dealers aren't prepared to get them the right information. They need callbacks. They have to go see somebody else. You're going to be so efficient that they're going to want to take the call from Hemlock Hill. I had this in some of my companies that the manufacturers appreciate the dealers who make the investment so that it's not all hung up on them. Yes, we're going to have issues with RVs. They're complicated machines, but the quicker you identify it and resolve it, like I said, they're going to want the calls from the dealers who have stepped up and improved their business processes, and that's part of what you're doing throughout the whole process. Because I know a lot of consumers. I think consumers have seen the repair event cycle time in publications and magazines, but I'm sure all of this was done around the idea of the improvement of that event. Explain that from to a consumer standpoint, Chris.
So really what it comes down to is how quickly, we can get the RV back on the road and in service from the minute it gets dropped off, right? So that's really the repair event cycle time in a nutshell from a consumer standpoint. And our industry, when the study first came out, it was a ridiculous amount of time. And I feel like the numbers have been cut in half. I haven't looked at them recently, but I feel like the numbers have been cut in half industry wide. But it shameless little plug, just stepping back to the warranty part of the conversation, you know, as chairman, I guided the committee this year to, a fixed ops day. And we're having Forest River come in and do warranty admin training to warranty advisors. You said something very important, and that is that the manufacturers are going to want to talk to the dealers who made the investment in the training and the education in the dealership. The
Absolutely.
other dealers that don't make those investments, now the
Yeah.
manufacturers are still going to talk to them, but they're people, right? It's just like, they have a bad day. They had a rough day. And at the end of the day, they have one more call to make. Are they going to call a dealership who's got their processes in place and everything firing off on all eight cylinders? Are they gonna be motivated to call that dealership where they know it's just gonna be a total pointing finger blame match because that dealer didn't make the investment into themselves and to their people to train them the right way? And that's what the convention is for, and that's why we set it up that way. And
That's
and
so important. Yeah.
so important and so important. And this is, look, you've been in this industry now for a very long time. Both sides, you've seen both sides of the fence. This industry is 1000% a relationships industry,
Oh,
without a
absolutely.
doubt.
Yeah.
And the dealers that have to on the dealer side of the fence, we have to step up and we have to own our contribution to the conflict of repair event cycle time. And that's what Hemlock Hill has done. And a lot of my friends in this industry, and in fact, you go to the convention. I mean, last year you and I sat and talked about the excitement in that convention. It was because there were so many new dealers owning what they need to do, and that's get better educated so they can be better off and create better experiences and make more money. That's what this is all about, right? So So
You're,
it's a total industry lift.
all right. You're so right. I could talk to you all day, but they probably wouldn't appreciate the
Yeah, I
same
can talk all
you've
day.
done there. I know, but quickly recap for people who may not know Hemlock Hill or you or Jason or Michelle. You're going into 40 years. Give us a quick overview of the 40 years, where you were, how you got there, and what's in the future.
Look, I tell people the same thing. I started washing trailers in our campground for my dad in 1985 when we bought 10 Skyline Nomad travel trailers out of Leola, Pennsylvania. And it just kind of just steamrolled and grew and grew and grew. My brother and I bought my dad out in 2006, and we've been in total ownership. I started as GM in 2000, and Jay took a 5 or 6 year hiatus. He went to Denver Diesel and Automotive Technical School. He's an ASE certified diesel mechanic, and he does the fix ops. I do the business side of it and the sales side of it, and it just works. And we get along great. And it's still family owned and operated. And maybe someday my kids will come into it, but they're out figuring their stuff out, and they're young. They're in their young 20s. So that's kind of where we're at. And we just love what we do. I love coming to work every day.
That's fantastic. Chris, thanks very much for joining us, and have a great 2025 and a great convention, and we'll catch up to you down the road.
Thanks, Bob.
So this is the brand new facility at Hemlock Hill RV that's doing a grand opening party right now, and everybody thinks that Chris and Jason and Michelle are responsible for it, but it goes back one generation earlier to Brenda. Brenda, tell us about the history of Hemlock Hill.
Okay, we started out as a campground, and the natural progression was to start selling trailers. However, that developed it started in 1984. One of the campers came down with their pop-up and said, I want to get rid of it. I'm in a hard side because we're going to stay.
Yep.
So another camper came down and they were moving out, and they said, we're going to sell our trailer. So Ray put them both together. And then he realized that this could be very good for everybody.
Okay. And this young lady next to you, she played an instrumental part in the success of that campground, right?
Yes, she did. Grace came camping in 1981 or 82, and she's never left. She's still here.
Still there. So Grace,
But she helped.
What did you do?
Well, they had theme weekends.
Yeah.
And
Like Christmas in July.
Like Christmas in July, Hillbilly weekend, every Labor Day, and
Memorial Day.
There was a 50s dance with 50s music.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we had a lot of fun doing that.
Clam bake.
And a clam bake and a Hawaiian luau's, and we would my husband and I would help them, and then we would have lots of fun afterwards, closing up the place.
Closing up.
Cleaning up, closing up, dancing with the brooms.
Dancing with the broom. So when you look around, Brenda, you got to be pinching yourself when you look
Yes.
at the size of this facility.
This is unbelievably wonderful, and my husband, if he's up there looking down, he can't be prouder than these boys.
What do you mean if he's up there?
Well, he better be up there. These kids did a wonderful job, and I can't be prouder of them.
And the kids, many times the kids don't work as seriously with the business as the founders do, but
They never
these,
stopped working, these kids. Never.
plus they get along,
Yes. Yep.
right? And
Yep.
no lawsuits. I'm buying you out because you're not.
Oh, no. No.
You wouldn't
My
allow
husband
that.
would have to come back down and straighten that out.
Straighten them out.
Yeah.
Well, you said you're Sicilian. That would
Yes.
not be.
Well,
That would not be allowed.
yeah, right.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So tell everybody where we are.
We are at Hemlock Hill RV in Southington, Connecticut, right off of Route 84, exit 28. And it's easy to get to, and come down and see this wonderful new building.
You're the new spokesperson. You're going to be on the commercials. So thank you so much, ladies.